प्रभुपाल जय प्रभुपाल।
ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद महाराज की
जय।
ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय
नंदगुड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
हम आचार्य दास ठाकुर की
जय
तुलसी कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत राधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय
जय।
Sadhu Premanande, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled Guru Gaura. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नमो भगवते
Om
वासुदेवाय।
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Srimad Bhagavatam study class. We are on the first chapter. And the first canto is called Creation. And the first chapter, Questions by Sages. And today we'll be in living 19 to 23, last 5 verses of this chapter. So verse 19. Vayam tu na vidrupyama uttama shloka vikrame yachunvadam rasajnanam swadu sadhu pade pade. Vayam tu na vidrupyama uttama shloka vikrame yachunvadam rasajnanam swadu sadhu pade pade. Vayam tu na vidrupyama uttama shloka vikrame Yachunvadam rasajnanam swadu swadu pade pade. Sharaja Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण। वयं तु न वितृप्याम उत्तम श्लोक विक्रमे यच्छृण्वतां रसज्ञानां साधु साधु पदे पदे।
Hare Krishna. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण।
Uma Mataji.
वयं तु न वितृप्याम उत्तम श्लोक विक्रमे यशृण्वतां रसज्ञानं स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे।
Right. Jayashri Mataji.
वयं तु न वितृप्याम उत्तमश्लोकविक्रमे यच्छृण्वतां रसज्ञानं स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे।
Right. Milinda Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna.
वयं तु न वितृप्यम उत्तमा श्लोक विक्रमे यच्चरणवतं रसा ज्ञानं स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Devika Mataji, you having a book with you? Mataji, Bhagavad Gita class in and introduction content. She can മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ടില്ല ആരാണ്. Right. Snigdha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वयं तु न वितृप्याम उत्तमश्लोकविक्रमे यच्छृण्वतां रसज्ञानं स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे।
Right. Hare Krishna. Can you give the synonyms?
Yes, Prabhuji. Vayam, we, tu, but, na, not, vitrapyama, shall be at rest. Uttama Shloka, the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by transcendental prayers, Vikrame, adventures, yat, which, Srunvatam, by continuous hearing, Rasa, humor, Jnanam, those who are conversant with, Swadu, relishing, Swadu, palatable, Pade Pade, at every step. Translation: we never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with Him relish hearing of His pastimes at every moment. But there is a great difference between mundane stories, fictions, or story and the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. The histories of the whole universe contain references to the pastimes of the incarnations of the Lord. The Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Puranas are the histories of bygone ages recorded in connection with the pastimes of the incarnations of the Lord, and therefore remain fresh even after repeated readings. For example, anyone may read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam repeatedly throughout his whole life and yet find in them new light of information. Mundane news is static, whereas transcendental news is dynamic. In as much as the spirit is dynamic and matter is static, those who have developed a taste for understanding the transcendental subject matter are never tired of hearing such narrations. One is quickly satiated by mundane activities, but no one is satiated by transcendental or devotional activities. Uttama Sloka indicates that literature which is not meant for nations. Mundane literature is in the mode of darkness or ignorance, whereas transcendental literature is quite different. Transcendental literature is above the mode of darkness and its light becomes more luminous with progressive reading and realization of the transcendental subject matter. The so-called liberated persons are never satisfied by the repetition of the words Aham Brahmasmi. Such artificial realization of Brahman become hackneyed, and so to release real pleasure, they turn to the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are not so fortunate turn to altruism and worldly philanthropy. This means the Mayavada philosophy is mundane, whereas the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is transcendental. Hare Krishna.
Text 20. Kridavan kila karmani saha ramena keshavam adimartyani bhagavan gudha kavadamanusham. Kridavan kila karmani saha ramena keshavam adimartyani bhagavan gudha kavadamanusham. Kridavan kila karmani saha ramena keshavam adimartyani bhagavan gudha kavadamanavam. Sorry, manusham. Yes, Sharajamaji.
Hare Krishna. Kritavan kila karmani saha rameena keshava adimartyani bhagavan gudha kabadamansha.
Yes, Maji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Krutavan kila karmani saha ramena keshava atimartyani bhagavan godha kapada manusha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Lord. Milinda Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Kritavan kila karmani saha ramena keshava atimartyani bhagavan guddha kapata manusha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sigda Maji.
Hare Krishna. Krutavan kila karmani saha ramena kesava atimartyani bhagavan guru kapata manushaha.
Hare Lord. Yes. Uma Maji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Kritavan kila karmani sakaramena kayashava adimartyani bhagavan gudha kapadamanushah.
Right. Read the synonymous translation purpose.
Krishna
Kritavan
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Krishna, ഞാൻ മോള് സൂം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഇപ്പോഴേ പേര് മാറ്റിയില്ലേ പ്രഭു അതുകൊണ്ടാ മോളുടെ
Okay,
പേര്
okay. Manasai. There we go. Right. It's okay. Right. Okay, Maji, continue.
Kritavan done by, kila what, karmani acts, saha along with, ramena balarama, keshava Sri Krishna, attimatyani superhuman, bhagavan the personality of Godhead, Buddha masked as, kapata apparently manusha, kapata apparently manusha human being. Translation. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balarama, played like a human being, and so marks he performed many superhuman acts. Purport. The doctrines of anthropomorphism and zoomorphism are never applicable to Sri Krishna or the personality of Godhead. The theory that a man becomes God by dint of penance and austerities is very much rampant nowadays, especially in India. Since Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were detected by the sages and saints to be the personality Godhead as indicated in revealed scriptures, many unscrupulous men have treated their own incarnations. The process of concocting the incarnation of God has become an ordinary business, especially in Bengal. Any popular personality with a few traits of magic powers will display some feat of jugglery and easily become an incarnation of Godhead by popular vote. Lord Sri Krishna was not that type of incarnation. He was actually the personality of Godhead from the very beginning of his appearance. He appeared before his so-called mother as four-armed Vishnu. Then at the request of the mother, he became like a human child and at once left her for another devotee at Gokula, where he was accepted as the son of Nanda and Maharaja and Yashoda Mother. Similarly, Sri Baladeva, the counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna, was also considered a human child born of another wife of Sri Vasudeva. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that his birth and deeds are transcendental and that anyone who is so fortunate as to know the transcendental nature of his birth and deeds will at once become liberated and eligible to return to the kingdom of God. So, knowledge of the transcendental nature of the birth and deeds of the Lord Sri Krishna is sufficient for liberation. In the Bhagavatam, the transcendental nature of the Lord is described in 9 cantos, and in the 10th canto, his specific pastimes are taken up. All this becomes known as one's reading of this literature progresses. It is important to note here, however, that the Lord exhibited his divinity even from the lap of his mother, that his deeds are all superhuman. He lifted Govardhana hill at the age of 7, and that all these acts definitely prove him to be actually the supreme personality of Godhead. Yet, due to his mystic covering, he was always accepted as an ordinary human child by his so-called father and mother and other relatives. Whenever some Herculean task was performed by him, the father and mother took it otherwise, and they remained satisfied with unflinching filial love for their son. As such, the sages of Naimisharanya describes him as apparently resembling a human being, but actually he is the supreme almighty personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 21. Kalimagadam ajnaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asina dhigasatrena kathayam sakshana hare. Kalimagadam ajnaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asina dhigasatrena kathayam sakshana hare. Kalim agadam ajnaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asina dhigasatrena kathayam sakshana hare. Hare Krishna. Sharaja Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Kalimagadamajnaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asena dirghasatrena kathayam sakshana hare.
Jai Shri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। कलिम अवगमज्ञाय क्षेत्रेऽस्मिन् वैष्णवे वयम् आसीना दीर्घसत्रेण कथायां सक्षणा हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Bol. Yes. Mamaji.
Hare Krishna. Kalimagadamajnaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam आसीना दीर्घसत्रेण कथायां सक्षणा हरे। हरे
Right.
कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kalim Agatam Agyaya Khetresmin Vaishnavi Vayam Asina Dirgha Satrena Kathayang Sakshana Hare. Hare Krishna.
Milindamaji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Kalim agatam agnaya kshetre asmin vaishnave vayam asina dirgha satrinya katayam saksana hare.
Right. Okay, read the synonyms. Translation. Perfect.
Kalim, the age of Kali, iron age of quarrel, agatam, having arrived, agnaya, knowing this, kshetre, in this tract of land, asmin, in this, Vaishnavi, especially meant for the devotee of the Lord, vayam, we, asinaha, seated, dirga, prolonged, satrena, for performance of its sacrifice, katayam, in the words of sakshanaha, with time at our disposal, hare, of the personality of Godhead. Translation: knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead and in this way perform sacrifice. Purport: the age of Kali is not at all suitable for self-realization as was Satyuga, the golden age, or Treta or Dwapar Yugas, the silver and copper ages. For self-realization, the people in Satyuga, living a lifetime of 100,000 years, were able to perform prolonged meditation. And in Treta Yuga, when the duration of the life was 10,000 years, self-realization was attained by performance of great sacrifice. And in the Dwapar Yuga, when the duration of the life was 1,000 years, self-realization was attained by worship of the Lord. But in Kali Yuga, the maximum duration of life being 100 years only, and that combined with various difficulties, the recommended process of self-realization is that of hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord. The sages of namely Saranya began this process in a place meant specifically for the devotees of the Lord. They prepared themselves to hear the pastimes of the Lord over a period of 1,000 years. By the example of these sages, one should learn that regular hearing and recitation of the Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply a waste of time, for they do not give any tangible results. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached the system of Bhagavata Dharma, and he recommended that all those who were born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the message of Lord Sri Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when one is well established in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self-realization. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Right. Your voice is very clear now. Maybe network is okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Text 22. Tvam nasandarshido dhatra dustaram nistidishidam kalim sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. Tvam nasandarshido dhatra dustaram nistidishidam kalim sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. Tvam nasandarshido dhatra dustaram nistidishidam kalim sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. Hare Krishna. Shailaja Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tvam na sandashiro dhatra dustaram nistitirshadam kalim sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. Hare Krishna.
Jayashree Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी त्वं न सन्दर्शितो धात्रा दुस्तरं निस्तिदीर्षितं कलिं सत्त्वहरं पुंसां कर्णधार इवार्णवम्. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Bol. Right. Snigdha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam na samdarsito dhatra dustarang nistiti shatam kaling sattva harang punshang karnadhara ibarnavam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Milinda Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Tvam naha sandarshito dhatra dushtaram nishtitar shatam kalim sattvaharam pumsham karnadhara ivarnavam. Hare Krishna.
Right. Umamaji.
Tamna sandashito datra dustaram nistitishhitam kalim sattvaharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. Hare Krishna.
Synonyms.
Synonyms. Tam, your goodness, na, unto us, sandarsita, meeting, datra, by providence, dustaram, insurmountable, nish, nish, nish,
Nistitisham.
nistitisham, for those desiring to cross over Kalim, the age of Kali, Sattvaharam, that which deteriorates the good qualities, Pumsam of a man, Karnadhara, captain, Iva as Arnavam, the ocean. Iva Arnavam. Then translation. We think that we have met your goodness by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as captain of the ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates of all the good qualities of a human being. Purport. The age of Kali is very dangerous for the human being. Human life is simply meant for self-realization, but due to dangerous age, men have completely forgotten the aim of life. In this age, the lifespan will gradually decrease. People will gradually lose their memory, finer sentiments, strength, and better qualities. A list of the anomalies for the age is given in the 12th canto of this work. And so this age is very difficult for those who want to utilize this life for self-realization. The people are so busy with sense gratification that they completely forget about self-realization. Out of madness, they frankly say that there is no need for self-realization because they do not realize that this brief life is but a moment on our great journey towards self-realization. The whole system of education is geared to sense gratification, and if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to the slaughterhouses of so-called education. Learned men, therefore, must be cautious of this age, and if they at all want to cross all the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sri Sudha Goswami or his bona fide representative as the captain of the ship. The ship is the message of the Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 23. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishna. Yogesh Krishna. Brahmanye Dharmavarmani. Swam Kashtamadhunopete. Dharmakam Sharanam Gadam. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishna. Brahmanye Dharmavarmani. Swam Kashtam Adhinopete. Dharmakam Sharanam Gadam. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishna. Brahmanye Dharmavarmani. Swam Kashtam Adhinopete. Dharmakam Sharanam Gadam. Yes, Shailaja Maji.
Hare Krishna. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanye Dharmavarmani Swam Kashta Madhuno Vede Dharmakam Sharanam Gadaha. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanye Dharmavarmani Swam Kashtamadhunopete Dharmakam Sharanam Gada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Melinda Maji.
Hare Krishna. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmane Dharmavarmani Swam Kashtam Adho Nopite Dharmaha Kam Sharanam Gataha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uma Maji.
Hare Krishna. Ruhi Yogeshware Krishna ब्रह्मण्ये धर्मवर्मिणि स्वां काष्ठमधुनोपेते धर्मं कं शरणं गदः.
Right.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, sir. Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmane Dharma Barmani Swankastama Pete Dharma Hakang Saranangataha.
There you go.
Hare Krishna.
Synonyms.
Synonyms. Bruhi, please tell Yoga Ishware, the Lord of all mystic power, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Brahmanye, the absolute truth, Dharma, religion, Varmani, protector, Swam, own, custom, abode, Adhuna, nowadays, Apet, having gone away, Dharma, religion, come, unto whom, Saranam, shelter, Gataha, gone. Translation. Since Sri Krishna, the absolute truth, the master of all mystic powers, has departed for his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. Purport. Essentially, religion is the prescribed course initiated by the personality of Godhead himself. Whenever there is gross misuse or neglect of the principles of religion, the Supreme Lord appears himself to restore religious principles. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Here, the sages of Nimisharanya are inquiring about these principles. The reply to this question is given later. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental sound representation of the personality of Godhead, and thus it is the full representation of transcendental knowledge and religious principles. इति श्रीमद् भागवते महापुराणे परमहंस संहिताया प्रथम स्कंदे निमिषायोपाख्याने प्रथम अध्यायः. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the first canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by the Sages. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmedidam Yena Tasmai
तस्मै
Shri
श्रीगुरवे
Namo
श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टम्
Vadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshakarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Vayam tu na vidripyama uttama shloka vikrame yachunmadam nasajnanam swadu sadhu pade pade. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with him relish hearing of his pastimes at every moment. Every moment. Right. Thank you very much. So, the sages of Naimisharanya are very excited because they have in their presence a very renowned and very highly elevated sage, Sudeva Goswami. So, they are asking him so many questions, 6 in particular. What is the essence of all scriptures? What is highest benefit for human being? What is Shrestha? What is the cause of appearance of Shri Krishna? Then all his avataras and leelas about his avataras. And finally, the last question, where the principles of religion have shelter once Krishna has gone back to his abode. So they want to know everything about Krishna, all his pastimes, all his incarnations. So Sudha Goswami asking, why you are so interested? Are you not tired of listening to Krishna's pastime? So to answer to that is given, Vayam tu na vipyama. We are never tired of hearing. Here, Vishwanath Chakravarti says, the word is Vayam tu. We are not, but we are not, but we are not. That means there are other persons who have adopted other processes. They may get easily tired or saturated by hearing the pastimes of Krishna. That we can also do some internal analysis of perception, introspection you can do, and find out how long we are able to maintain this earlish chanting the holy name and hearing about Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita, and all that. How much time in a day we may be able to do this with happiness and relishment? You get easily tired. After 10 rounds, is oh awesome. Oh, I want to finish the 16 rounds. Your feeling is like that. Then reading Bhagavatam and listening to Bhagavatam, you'll feel okay. Half an hour, 1 hour is too much. So the more you are relishing or getting more interested and listening and hearing the Navada method, the more you can understand that you are progressing. There are other processes where they are not very relishing this glories of Krishna. Uttama Shloka Vikrame. Uttama Shloka Vikrame means whose activities, Vikrame means activities, actions, are worshipped by choice poetry. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti says that there are 3 ways in which we can know what has enough of this. Suppose sufficiency. Suppose you are eating and you are eating sufficient food. Then you are no longer satisfied. I mean, you don't want to eat more. The satisfaction sets in. When the satisfaction is there, then you don't want to eat more. So that is the first reason, when you have sufficient quantity. The second is lack of awareness of taste. Lack of awareness of taste. If you are not, or if you are ignorant of the taste in reading Bhagavatam and understanding pastimes of Krishna, then also you will be in a state of saturation. But here, as sages of Naimisharanya says, Rasa Jnanam. This is Rasa Jnana. Yakshunvam Rasa Jnanam. Rasa Jnana means one who understands the taste. And then a third is lack of relation to object. Suppose you are seeing an object, after some time, you feel satisfied or you become saturated by seeing that object. You are no longer interested in looking at that. So this is basically the saturation point, or we can say in economic terms, the diminishing marginal utility, relates to material things. So satisfaction is negated for a person who is not capable of appreciating the taste or rasa, or person who is like an animal who doesn't have any rasa jnana. So Srila Prabhupada says, people in the material realm gets easily tired or gets easily dissatisfied by seeing or reading the same thing again and again. Srila Prabhupada gives an example. In America, by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, newspapers reach the homes. People read it for some time. And by 9 o'clock, the whole dustbins of the whole streets will be filled with these newspapers. Because what they do is they read and then just deposit in the dustbin. That much interest they have for this. Although they every day they want to read, but their interest cannot be sustained for a long period of time. So mundane state it is static. The mundane life. Mundane means normal life. One who is easily bored. Like you have mundane talking of the same thing. What is happening in that place? What is happening in this place? What is a new picture that is released? So many mundane topics are there. But they are static. But the situation of Atma or soul is dynamic, and being dynamic, there is no saturation. For material people, the satisfaction is like if you have a sugar cane, you chew that sugar cane till the last drop of juice. And after there is no longer juice, you get dissatisfied, you throw away this waste. But topics of Krishna, the object, is the third one because object. The object of Krishna is not like a chewed sugar cane. Object of Krishna, the object of Krishna is always dynamic, ever fresh. That's why Krishna's pastimes is called Navanitam. Navanita means fresh butter. Navanita. His pastimes always grows, always fresh. It's never remains the same. So that's why you can understand. See, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's so tasty. So it is the sages say that sadhu swadu pade pade. The swada means taste is increasing every step. By every step. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says about the transcendental holy name, Mahapantra. He says that Anandambudi Vardhanam Pradibadam Purnama Swadhanam. Anandambudi, Ambudi means ocean, the sea of ocean, or the joy of ocean. Ananda means bliss. The bliss of ocean is increasing every moment. So Bhagavatam is like that. Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit. But the philosophy, Krishna Prabhupada says, the philosophy, Advaita philosophy, they get bored after saying Aham Brahmasmi, then they don't have any activities at all. They read first scriptures for some time. After reading scriptures, since they have no longer any activity. If you go to any ashram of a Mayavadi group, you will find that by morning, maybe they'll be getting out 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and after some rituals, they'll read this Bhagavatam, and there may be some class about 8 o'clock by the head of the ashram. After that, they are free. They don't have anything to do. Then evening 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, they may have some arati. So from morning 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, actually absolutely no work for them. No activity. So they get easily bored. But reading of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita is not like that. That's why the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is transcendental, while the Mayavadi philosophy is mundane. and the sages of Naimisharanya, and they are very much rasajnanas. They are religious of rasa. So for them, every step, the transcendental bliss is increased. That's why they continuously asking Sudha Goswami, please tell us more, please tell us more. And what do they want to know? Kritavan kila karmani saharamena keshava adimartyani bhagavan buddha kapada manusha. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balrama, played like a human being, and so masked, he performed many superhuman acts. Here, Srila Prabhupada begins a puppet very in a strong manner. God is always God. Krishna is God right from the second he appeared. He appeared with Chadurbuja, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, the Vishnu form, the Narayana form. Then he turned himself to his original form of a Prakrita Shishu. And from there, from Mathura, he went to Gokula. And within 3 or 4 days, when Pudana came, the intention of poisoning him, he killed Pudana. Of course, when Pudana pastime is coming, we'll explain later. So right from the beginning, Krishna is Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While some people say that you can be God after you are self-realized. So they say that Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahman, means I am God. After doing some reading, undergoing some tapasya, austerities, they feel that once they are realized, they are equal to God. But you can see personalities like Krishna, Rama, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right from the beginning, they are God because it has been given the scriptures about their appearance, their pastimes, their activities. It's very clearly recorded, even before their appearance. Here, the mentality of people is like that. If they see me, if they meet someone who is having some mystic capacities, abilities, Ashtasiddhi is called technique Ashtasiddhi. A person is having Ashtasiddhi. You immediately decorate him with the title of being God. But here Krishna is not like that. Krishna, right from day one, he performed wonderful acts. Inhuman. Atimartani, he says Adimartyani. Superhuman acts. Like when he was only 7 years old, he lifted Govardhana. But he acted like a masked person. Kapata Manusha. He acted as if he's a human being only. This is to bewilder both the demons as well as devotees. Srila Chakravarti says, demons like Jarasandha, in front of Jarasandha, he appeared as a Brahmana. Even we remember in the past times when Jarasandha was challenged to a duel, when Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima went there in the guise of a Brahmana, and Jarasandha never declines a request from Brahmana, and when this Brahmana Krishna said that we have a request, we want something from you, Jarasandha said, okay, what is it you want? They said, we want Yuddha, we want to fight. So they bewildered Jarasandha. In demand soul, in case of devotees also, Krishna bewilders devotees like gopis. Now gopis, they come running whenever they hear the sound of flute played by Krishna. Whether the dead of night or any time during the day or night, whenever they hear the flute of Krishna, the sound of flute, they come running. And then Krishna will make fun of them. They say, why do you come? I say, you are all married girls, your husbands, and you have your father, brothers, everyone there. Is it proper on your part to come running in the dead of night and meet me here? Do you think it's proper? Like that, he will tease the gopis. So he bewilders gopis also and gopas also, and his parents also. So much so that even if he performs some superhuman acts, his father Nanda Babaji and Yashoda Mataji will find some reason. It's actually ignorant, it's not performed by Krishna. Somehow some Narayana has come and done that. I don't think my son has done that. So bewilderment to demands is due to ajnana, ignorance, and bewilderment to devotees is by of prema. That is the difference. Both the devotees and the demands are bewildered, but demands are bewildered because of the ignorance, and devotees are bewildered because of their prema. So Krishna's pastimes, not like other pastimes, when you find some elevated human, some big persons, sometimes we call them great persons, some pastimes will be there, but cannot be compared with pastimes of Krishna. Whenever some Herculean task was performed by him, the father and mother took it otherwise, and they remained satisfied with unflinching filial love for their son. So our sages, Navishana sages, they are also bewildered by this. Like Kunti Devi is bewildered by the acts of, when Yashoda Mataji is coming and punishing Krishna, Krishna pretends to be very, very afraid. Actually, he is afraid. His breathing becomes very fast. Tears are rolling out of his eyes. And rapid breathing. So much symptoms of fear is exhibiting. And Kunti Devi, he cannot believe that. She cannot believe that. Even the fear personified is afraid of Krishna. How can Krishna be scared by a mother like Yashoda Mataji? So that is bewildering Kunti Devi also. So he is not easily perceptible. Krishna is not easily perceptible. That's why Kunti Devi again says, Maya Javane Vachannam in the same canto, 8th chapter, the prayers of Kunti Devi, in verse I think 32. Kunti Devi, what minute is this? Yes. Yes, Maya Javaniga Achannam Ajna Adokshamajavyam Na Lakshase Mudadusha Nado Natyadharo Yatha. 1.8.19. Same first canto, 8th chapter is prayers by Queen Kunti, and the 19th verse says, Maya Javaniga Achannam. Maya means deluding. Javaniga means curtain. It's like a curtain. It's a curtain. We cannot see who is there behind that curtain. Same way, Krishna Ajna adokshajam avyayam. Ignorant people cannot understand. Adokshajam means one who cannot be understood or perceived by our material senses. Adokshaja. So Krishna is described as Adokshaja Avyayam. How? Because Krishna cannot be perceived, the people who are ignorant, Mudhadrisha. Mudhadrisha means people are ignorant, foolish people. For him, you are invisible, just like Nado Natyaduro Yatha. And person is acting a role of a, then you will not be able to understand who is acting. So like that, Krishna here is enacting the role as a Kapata Manusha. He appears just like a human being, but he is not human being. He is a supreme personality of God always. So, the sages of Naimishan describe him as apparently resembling. So, apparently resembling a human being, but actually he is not a human being. He is a supreme almighty personality of God. So they further say, Kali Magdajnaya Kshetresmin Vaishnave Vayam Asina Dirga Satrena Kadhayam Sakshana Hare. Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead and in this way perform sacrifice. So we are assembled here in this Naimisharanya forest for a long period, 1,000 years, performing satras, yajnas, like that. Then Sudha Goswami asks, then why you are so interested in listening to Krishna's pastime? They say that these rituals, these yajnas, is only a show. Actually, we are interested in this, in Krishna's pastimes, or not in this kind of rituals. Who is interested in these rituals? Who is interested in so-called great, magnificent, very grand ceremony of holding some yajnas? You'll find Kerala also so many yajnas are being taken place. In, what is that? Near that Badaka, near that Pattapal, what is it? Starting with P, one places say.
Where
Which one?
is it?
Which one is that? Anyway, you'll find many places, big yajnas which are described in Vedas being held with a great ceremony going for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days. And a lot of people will be assembling that yajnashalas. And
You
they
mean Parlikad?
eh?
Parlikad, Bhagavata Saptaha Yajna?
Not Parlikad, that is Parlikad. No, some place where you have Adhirudra and all that, some of the yajnas are taking place. Yeah.
Panyal.
Panyal, yes, Panyal. Panyal, and also near Chalakudi also it happened once. Panyal, I think few times it happened. And when you go through these brochures, the purpose of holy yajnas is to have great aishwaryas in life, great opulence, wonderful opulence. You can be happy having a very rich, very great opulent life for years till the end of your death. This is the purpose for holding this yajnas. That's true also. That's what yajnas Vedas describe. This is the yajnas of opulence only here in this life, in this earth, and then elevation to the higher planets. That's the purpose of yajnas. But the sages of Naimisharanya are not at all interested in such kind of yajnas. They said, yes, we are assembled here for doing yajnas, but that's only a show. We are only interested in hearing the pastimes of Krishna. Nothing else. So here, Srila Prabhupada says 1,000 years is a long time, but then the age span differs in different yugas. You are given an example of 1 lakh years in Satyuga, 10,000 in Treta Yuga. Dwapara is 1,000. And Kali Yuga is 100. And then Kali Yuga is present with a lot of problems, which is very nicely described in the last canto, 12th canto, chapter 2. Chapter 2, you'll find a lot of description. If you have the book, you can read this, because we don't have the time, so we cannot go through that. So they want to avoid this hazards of Kali Yuga, and for that they decided to listen to this. This is called the Bhagavata Dharma. The process is called Bhagavata Dharma, which is propagated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Supreme Personality of Godhead who propagated Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Harinam all over India. Till that time, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita did not have much popularity. People are more interested in yajnas than Upanishads and all that. But Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam always usually take a back seat. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed all that. Especially Nama Sankirtan, everywhere, in all nooks and corners, in all the city streets, in all the villages, everywhere, Nama Sankirtan took place. Very wonderful Nama Sankirtans. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say that one person who is born in India, Bharata Bhumile Yara Janma Hua Janma Sabhala Karo Kari Parobagara. You have to perfect yourself by reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. When one is well established in Bhagavad Gita, teachings of Bhagavad Gita, then he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the order. Because Bhagavad Gita teaches the essentials, the philosophy, the conditioned state of Jiva, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. These things are very detailed and explained in Bhagavad Gita. And when you want to understand the philosophy, then you can read Bhagavad. The problem here is nobody teaches Bhagavad Gita in a very scientific manner. And everywhere you have this Bhagavata Saptaham, etc. And people go there. And nowadays, I think even they are not even listening to that, because only during the time of Prasadam, people will come. The Bhagavata Acharya will start reading maybe morning 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Will start. After breakfast, everyone will disappear. Then after 9 o'clock, up to 12 o'clock, nobody will be there. 12 o'clock, people again start coming to take lunch. 2 o'clock, they will disappear. The Acharya will go on reciting up to 5 o'clock. Then there will be some break. Then another prasadam. Then people will come again. And after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, there will be some kind of pastime, some cultural activity, some dance and all those things will be there. Then a lot of crowd will be there. This is the situation now. Again, it's a effect of Kali Yuga, you can see. So next, suppose they say that how we can get out of this? Nat tvam nasandarshido dhatra dustaram nisidisharam kalim sattuharam pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. We think that we met your goodness by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as a captain of a ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of human being. There's a basic defect, or the basic polluted state of Kali Yuga is that it destroys all the good qualities of human being, Sattu Guna. So it's called Sattu Hara. Sattu Haram. One destroys the good qualities. People loosely use the memory, finer sentiments, strength, qualities, and they have no taste for self-realization. People laugh at others. You say that one is interested in self-realization. What is self-realization? They're only interested in sense gratification. They don't even stop for a moment and think. Sense gratification means senses belong to our body. Then whose body is this? Is it our body? This body has been given by our parents. And the parents' body has been given their parents. So actually, the body does not belong to us. And if you analyze the elements of the body, the 24 elements, that also is not belonging to us. So actually, we are borrowed. We are having this body, which is a borrowed one. But since still we are having so much attraction for this body and no attraction for Atma. Actually, they don't understand this brief moment. Actually, it is like a flash only. You see the long period of the time span. This life of 100 years is just a flickering. It's a flicker only. But they feel that this flicker is all in all. And Srila Prabhupada is very strong in his contempt of the modern education. He says that the whole system of education is geared to sense gratification. And if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to slaughterhouse of so-called education. Intentionally sent to the slaughterhouse of so-called education. It slaughters the Atma within us. Atmaha, the present system of education, only oriented for economic development and sense gratification. Artha Kama. They're all interested in the middle portion of Purushartha. They are not interested in Dharma, they are not interested in Moksha. They are interested in the middle portion only, Artha and Kama. This is the type of education. It's a barbaric civilization. But people who are sattvic, they know the great calamities of Kali Yuga, and they try to avoid these great dangers by taking shelter of a ship, very strongly built ship. And this ship is a human body. And the Karnadhara means captain. Captain is a guru. And here is Sudha Goswami for the sages. And the favorable winds is a message of Lord Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So those people who are very fortunate, who are sensible and sattvic, they avoid these traps of Kali Yuga and they follow instructions of Bhagavad Gita. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmane Dharmavarmani Swam Kashtam Adunopede Dharmanka Sharanam Gada. Since Sri Krishna, the absolute truth, master of all mystic powers, has departed for his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. Dharma tu Sachal Bhagat Pranidam. The sixth canto is said, Dharma tu Sachal Bhagat Pranidam. Dharma, the religious principles, are enacted or enacted by Krishna only. And is protected by Krishna also. Yadadaha dhammasya glanir bhavati bharata. So whenever there is a decline in religiosity and there is a great upward movement of irreligiosity, then I appear. Sambhavami yuge yuge. And Krishna appears to restore these earliest principles. So here, the sages of Naimisharanya are asking about these principles. These principles, where they're gone. Now Krishna is no longer there. Who will give shelter? So answer will be given in next four questions. And actually, these 6 questions of sages, they form the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. The answers to this questions. Answers to this question form the subject matter of our Srimad Bhagavatam, which will begin from 2nd canto. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to discuss? Any clarification needed? Any questions? You're right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare
Prabhas.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
Doubts
Prabhas.
just Hare Krishna Varnida.
Okay. Vancha kalpatrivishta kripasindhu bhyevacha padanam bhavane
Vedyo
vaishnave.
Namo Namo.